with Arizona is, crap, I lost my thought. But yeah, if they make, what I meant to say was if they make the playoffs, Carson Palmer is not very good in the playoffs, as he's shown us in his career. So yeah, they can steamroll through the regular season again. But if Carson Palmer gets to the playoffs and is the usual Carson Palmer, that defense, which is great, and the rest of that offense, which is great, is only going to take them so far. As we saw last year when they barely beat Green Bay. So there's a lot of question marks there, and I think they're a good team, but Carson Palmer has to be as good as he was last year, if not better.
Oh, my player to watch? Like, you wouldn't know who I'd say out of this division. It's Russell Wilson. He's always my player to watch in this division. I want to see how they do with the transformation of turning from a running team to, we seen it kind of towards the end of last year, they turned into a team that liked to air the ball out. And I know Thomas Rawls and Christian Michaels are going to be able to try to take some of the road to beast mode had last year. But I think they're transitioning more into that throwing team. And I want to see how Russell comes about as a passer. Because we all seen it towards the end of last year. He looked really good throwing the ball. Really good throwing the ball. So that's what I want to look at, is if he's going to do that transition well without beast mode in the backfield with him.
Gotcha. My player to watch is I'm gonna go with Jared Goff, #1 pick. They moved the franchise to Los Angeles. They moved it back to Los Angeles. The kid is from California. He played at University of Cal. So I say he had a solid year in college there like that to make him #1 pick. Great pick right there. So I'm gonna transition to my storyline too, because now you got this kid on your shoulders. You got Todd Gurley as a solid running back. They got a great defense getting led by Aaron Donald. So this is going to be I know this division is stacked anyways, powerhouse with the two upper teams that we're talking about, Cardinals and Seahawks. But I want to see how they get their own storyline built and see how they do with the first year LA with a new rookie quarterback, and there you go. So I transition to that storyline, to what storyline you want to see in this division.
Thank God we're not talking about San Francisco. Thank God. My storyline is who's going to win the dogfight between Seattle and Arizona. They always do it. They'll continue to do it, and it's going to continue to be a dogfight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What about your storyline, Dan?
I don't have to say.
Well, actually, what Kevin said was kind of going to be mine, but I actually have another one I want to watch. I hate to bring it back again to the Eagles, but knowing that Chip Kelly's now out in San Francisco as the head coach there, I'm intrigued to see, how he can kind of help get that team back to the form they were under when they were under Harbaugh, where they were winning, back-to-back conferences, and they were going to the Super Bowl and things like that. So I'm intrigued to see kind of if he can kind of start the turnaround there. I know with Blaine Gabbert as their quarterback, and I'm not a big believer in Carlos Hyde, and a lot of their guys that used to be on that great defense are really kind of either getting older and not there anymore. But I'm intrigued to see if Chip Kelly can kind of turn it around. I was always a big believer in Chip Kelly the coach, just not Chip Kelly the GM, and knowing that he's just going to be the coach in San Fran. I'm intrigued to see what he can do, and I know that when he gets an offense that gets rolling, even if he doesn't he turned Nick Foles into a star for one season. So can he do that with Blaine Gabbert? I guess we'll find out.
Jesus couldn't turn Blaine Gabbert into a star. I'm still bitter.
All right, rank each team from top to bottom, Kevin.
I'm bitter. I'm just irritated with Blaine Gabbert. I survived those years.
I know you did.
I survived. I think it's going to be Seattle by a smidgen, and then Arizona, and then the Rams and the 49ers.
Okay.
49ers aren't going to be able to stand up to the competition. Yeah, see what I did there? Hi-oh.
All right, go ahead, Dan. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Arizona. Taking the division again this year. I think they're just so stacked on both sides of the ball. Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, Larry Fitzgerald. You can just keep going down the list and just name all the stars they have. So I think Arizona takes it. Seattle's going to be right behind them, probably a couple wins short. Those games that those two have every season are must-watch games, so I'm intrigued to see those once again. I think the Rams will finish 8-8, and I think that's the end of the Jeff Fisher era, but they will finish third in the NFC West. And then the 49ers rounded it out with, I'll say, 6 wins.
Yeah, I got the Cardinals, Seahawks, Rams, and 49, basically the same order it was last year. That's how I got Ryan on. So y'all both playing pretty well. You can go to depth and everything. All right, so
Honey Badger don't play that shit.
NFC question in total. Y'all want to spell on this? Great. You can be one-word answers. It doesn't matter.
Sweet, good. One-word answer.
Rookie,
yes.
The rookie in the NFC you want to keep an eye on.
Yes. Oh, you said one-word answers. I was like, yes. The rookie I want to keep an eye on is Ezekiel Elliott.
All right. Dan?
I'm going to go with sort of an outside-the-box answer and go with Sterling Shepard in New York.
Wow.
Nice. I'm going to go with the hometown product and Vernon Hargraves. I want to see how he does with the Bucs. So, keep that real short and like that.
Vernon.
Toughest division this year.
TH1.
Kevin?
The NFC West. Are we talking tough as in tough-wise or tough as in winning the thing-wise?
Toughest to win.
Oh. Yeah, it's the North and the West. It's a tie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tie.
Dan?
Well, I would say the NFC East because you have to who's not going to be the worst team, I guess, in the NFC East. But no, it's easily the NFC West. You have 2 teams that are easily going to be above 500 and pretty damn good double-digit win teams in Seattle and Arizona. And like I said earlier, those 2 teams, when they go at it, it's fun to watch. It's even if you're not a fan of either of those teams. And, I think they'll be back and forth again this year. And I think that's the toughest division to win in the NFC.
Okay. NFC representative going to the Super Bowl.
Already doing a Super Bowl pick?
Well, we're just doing NFC representative.
Oh, hurt my heart trying to figure this one out already. I wasn't prepared for this stuff.
Well, this just started wrong here. This ain't.
I'm gonna go.
It's always too early to do this, ain't it?
Not really. Well, yeah, because injuries happen throughout the year and stuff like that. But I'm still gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks representing the
NFC.
The NFC this year.
Dan, who you got representing NFC?
Well, I mentioned earlier about the Arizona Cardinals, and I think that's who I'm going to go with. It'll all come down to, like I said, Carson Palmer in the playoffs, but I think there's just so many weapons on that team. I already listed off most of them. I could keep going if I really wanted to, but I think they're just so well-rounded, and there's just so many weapons that they can go with to go ahead and do that. And I think, you have David Johnson now at running back who is going to be a stud. And I think that really helps them even more because their running game wasn't always the best. And now knowing that they have a running game, I think that makes them even better. So I'm going to go Arizona.
And as we've seen last year, if you have a really good defense, it kind of helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you look at the Super Bowl, where Peyton Manning didn't play well, but that defense was outstanding and shut down a great offense in Cam Newton. So
yeah. Speaking of that Super Bowl, I got the Panthers going back.
Really?
I think Cam Newton's got he's always.
I think he comes back.
I don't think he does. I think he comes back strong, and I think he's got these extra targets that he has now and everything like that. The defense is still solid, and I felt like you got Thomas Davis who playing. That's you got to play Super Bowl. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
I know you got broken arm like that, but they still got that great linebacking core that they have there, and there's still so many people. I know they lost Josh Norman, but that's just one piece, and that's a good thing about the NFL. You got these pieces that you can try to plug in. I know we mentioned they lost the 3 cornerbacks, but I got them going back, and I got Kelvin Benjamin having a breakout year with them, and so I think it's just going to be rolling on Cam Newton, and they're going to go back to the Super Bowl.
Well, at least we got 3 different ones.
Yes, I like the variety. So, are we good for a break? Do we need a good break?
Hell no, we don't need no break. This is football talk.
I'm good. Let's keep going, man.
If this was basketball, I'd been saying need to take a nap in half.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's keep it.
I'm just messing with Cortez.
Yeah, he know the basketball guy, so let's keep it rolling.
No, I had a small cup of drink, so I don't have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
All right, moving on to the AFC. We're going to start with the AFC East. We got the Patriots at 12-4 last year, the Jets at 10-6, the Bills at 8-8, and the Dolphins at 6-10. In the AFC East division, Who is the one player you're watching for, Kevin?
None of them. It's my least favorite division in all. That and the AFC North are my two least favorite divisions in all of football.
You don't like me.
I swear to God, I hate every team in all of them. Like, in those two divisions, I can't stand none of those teams. Like, they can literally all go suck eggs for all I fucking care. Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Well, who's the one player you just don't really care about this division now?
I do not care about this.
Just say Jim Garoppolo and move on.
Yeah.
No, I don't even give a shit about Jimmy Garoppolo.
Ryan Tannehill, come on.
Hell no, Ryan Tannehill's horrible. Okay, I got one. I want to see how Arian Foster does in Miami.
Okay.
After coming over from the Texans, since they flip-flop running backs. I want to see how well he does.
Which was weird, right?
Yeah, I was like, here, you go here, and we'll go to him.
Trade.
Yeah, so I'll go with that.
Okay.
But screw them all. Y'all act like you were surprised to hear that I hated those two.
No, I wasn't surprised. I was just
Can't
laughing.
stand neither one of them.
You went on your tangent about it.
They can all go suck
hilarious.
bricks. Bunch of freaking cheating a-holes in one team and Rex Ryan's fat ass on another team. Now he's got his brother with him.
Man.
So it's like Shamu. It's like Orlando SeaWorld and Houston SeaWorld got together and made the coaching staff for the freaking Bills.
Jesus God.
Fat asses.
Then go ahead and shoot your player.
Well, I'm going to actually pick somebody that maybe flies a little under the radar this year, and that's Devontae Parker in Miami. He's been dealing with the lingering foot issue. He dealt with it most of last season, but when he came back, he averaged, I think, about 75 yards a game over the final 6 games Miami played, and he had that big game against New England to close out the season. I think he had more than 100 yards and a touchdown. So kind of showing flashes of what the Dolphins thought when they had drafted him. Got a lot of upside. He's very talented. As long as the foot doesn't come back to haunt him, I think he could be a breakout player. And putting him opposite Jarvis Landry, Jarvis Landry is going to get a lot of attention from opposing defenses. So I think it can clear up a lot of space for Devontae Parker to go work.
All right, I'm gonna go with Brandon Marshall. Well, he did get his quarterback back in the 1-year deal in Fizz, and of course, we all heard about the bet he made with Antonio Brown, which is ridiculous because we know he's not going to win that bet. But he made a bet. I have no faith in him, but I still think he's going to have a great year. This guy who had 1,500
He's going to tell Fitzgerald, "Don't you throw that ball to that white boy.
Exactly.
You keep throwing me the ball."
So basically, for the ones that haven't heard, is Brandon Marshall's Porsche versus his Rolls Royce Bumblebee looking car.
His Pittsburgh Steelers color.
Yeah, that thing is sick, man. But
no, it ain't because it's Pittsburgh Steelers color.
Well, besides that, I just like the color scheme. I know it's Pittsburgh, but it's pretty nice there. But I got Brandon Marshall. I'm gonna keep an eye on, and if that motivate him to have a record-breaking season, then by all means go for it. But good luck, because Antonio Brown is definitely the truth, man. Storyline for this division, Kevin.
Huh?
Storyline for this division.
I don't got any.
You don't got any?
I don't like none of them.
You don't like none of them?
Mine is, I don't care. The storyline is, what did the Patriots do whenever Tom Brady comes back? And how they do with him not there. How is everybody pissed off that drafted Gronk for the first four games of the season when he can't get the ball to him?
Hey, he's taking a shot at me.
If you feel deflated after the first 4 games with the Patriots. I made another flight joke.
Dan, what's the storyline for this division for you?
This division falls flat for me.
Well, now that the bad jokes are over, my storyline to watch is the Buffalo Bills. Just in general, how well can they be this year, or how good can they be this year? I don't think they're going to unseed the Patriots by any means, but they still have a very very good running back in LaShawn McCoy. Sammy Watkins is still very good. With Rex Ryan, their defense is always going to be at least top of the line, I guess you could say. And Tyrod Taylor's not a bad quarterback. I'm not a huge believer in him. I don't think he's